Welcome. Calvin Dean here. And we're going to talk about morning lines and why I'm picking the morning lines for the championship weekend, which is actually tomorrow. It's Sunday, guys. Wow. Really. We have 4 teams remain in the 2024 NFL playoffs. And the winner of each conference will be decided on Sunday. Wow. That is tomorrow. Party, right, guys? The defending Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs, will visit the Baltimore Ravens in the 2024 AFC Championship game, while the San Francisco 49ers will host the Detroit Lions in the 2024 NFC Championship game. Wow. Man, that is just 2 great games and 4 phenomenal teams. The Lions are the only team remaining in the 2024 NFL playoff bracket who have yet to win a Super Bowl. Wow. Think about it. All those Lion fans. It's a Cinderella story. It's a Cinderella story. It is a Cinderella story. It is. And I'm so happy for Detroit. All 4 teams, these 4 teams deserve to be here. They had 4 great, all 4 had great seasons. Really, they did. Look what Kansas City's doing now. Last few games, they've been just on. They look like the Kansas City. They've been, their offense have been on. Mahomes has been on. Kelsey last week, wow, what a great game he had. So there's a lot of things that are going on in football right now. It's just, you have to think about it. I was just looking at it, and I was looking at the quarterbacks. You have 4 quarterbacks, right? You have Brock Purdy. This is his second year. And he's bringing his team to a second straight NFC championship game. Last year, remember, he brought his team to the game, and guess who got hurt? And they didn't have any other quarterbacks. So that was huge. That was huge, and now he's back again. And I don't know. All the naysayers on Brock Purdy, I guess you don't watch football. You don't watch film like I do. So I've been watching film. He deserves to be here. Another person who deserves to be here is Mr. Patrick Mahomes. Didn't have the best season. Actually, Lamar Jackson had better passing percentage and completion percentage than Mr. Mahomes this year. And, Mahomes, season stats wasn't pretty. He's working with some new receivers and just seeing who's going to gel. I think Rice is just gelling. He's really, really gelling. I just think that he's their future. He's part of their future. But there's some guys out. And so you have to look at the playoff picture, and you have to see who's hurt and who's not. Tooney's hurt; he's out. There's a couple of people who are out on the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're still they're still given they're underdogs, and they're underdogs by 3.5 points. The last time I checked, Ravens are giving them 3.5 points. And this is what this show is all about. It's a morning line. I promised everyone in my other show, my prediction show, that I would go over the morning lines. And I just, morning Ravens are now 4-point favorites. Wow, wait a minute. This was 14 hours ago. I think it went down to 3.5. It's saying CBS Sports is saying that they're 4-point favorites. I just, maybe that's because of Tooney's being hurt, and then there's a few other people that Pacheco is questionable. He's going to play, I guess. I mean, the kid's like amazing, but he has a toe, and he's dealing with some injuries. And Deebo Samuels is playing, so hooray for Deebo Samuels and the San Francisco 49ers. But getting back to Patrick Mahomes is just, the last two games, wow. I mean, the way Kelsey played this last game was just out of his mind. And that's, that's really good for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're defending Super Bowl champions. They're just not going to lay over, in the playoffs. They just aren't. And you have a Lamar Jackson who is just, I really think he should take the MVP award. Either him or Christian McCaffrey or Brock Purdy. I think those three should be in consideration for the MVP award in the NFL. And then the other quarterback, I mean, come on, Lamar Jackson. What can you say about Lamar Jackson? The guy's, he's incredible. I mean, they have the number one rushing offense in the NFL. And it's just not Lamar Jackson. They have, Edwards. They have all these other, They have all these other running backs, Dalvin Cook, Edwards, on and on. So it's definitely the whole team is stacked. Get it, Nelson Aguilar, right? And then they have Bateman, Odell Beckham, Javius Clowney. They have Clowney. That was the biggest thing. And then they have Dalvin Cook. We were talking about the running backs. And Gus Edwards. It goes on and on. Justice Hill. Yeah, Justice Hill's great. And then just everyone else is just, they are just stacked, guys. Stacked with talent. Now, guess what? Guess who's coming back? Mark Andrews. They got Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. They have Charlie Kolar. Oh, my God. Guys, they're going to go, I think they're going to try to have, 2 tight ends and maybe even 3 tight end sets. That would be awesome. That running game, Gus Edwards just pounds the ball. Justice Hill, the speed. And then they have Dalvin Cook. Oh, my God. Well, guys, Dalvin Cook on this team is just going to shine. And I think this game he's going to really do well. I just have this strange feeling he's going to do well. The morning line, 3.5, 4 points, I believe. Anyway. It's CBS Sports, that's why I told you it's 4. And I don't think it's 4 in Vegas. Let me check Vegas. Yeah, guys. It is 4. CBS Sports was right. I'm looking everywhere. You have in Vegas, you have DraftKings is at 4.5 points. FanDuel is at 4.5 points. So literally, it's gone from 3.5 to 4.5, and that's because I've told you about the injuries, and then over at the other side, the Niners have they're giving 7.5. Interesting. I mean, this is some great stuff, guys. Some great stuff. I mean, it's just, you got to know everything, and you got to look at the teams and everything. So let's just get down to it. I looked at the odds just now, brand new. It went from, like I said, 3.5 to 4.5. That Baltimore, and the reason why Vegas was doing this is because they just think, I think it's, all those people thinking that, I don't know, it's just betting on Baltimore. I truly believe that Vegas really thinks that Baltimore is just going to romp over the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think romp is a good word. Maybe like beat them by double digits, And so if they raise the odds, then they're going to have more people betting on Kansas City, and it's more enticing for the bettor. Yet me, I would definitely take 4.5 points and with the Ravens. Guys, I know everyone, you Kansas City lovers, and and there's a lot of people out there, and I don't really have a team to love, or I would love to see Kansas City win. Seriously, it'd be great. I would love to see Baltimore win. It's, on other levels, I would love to see San Francisco win. I would love to see Detroit Lions win. I really do. I mean, I love to see any one of these teams win. That's who I am. I mean, what a great story if the Lions won. What a great story Kansas City wins. What a great story that would all be. Taylor Swift, the Lions, they're repeating the first game of the season. All that great stuff. I'm telling you guys, seriously. I mean, that's how I feel about every single team in the NFL. You have to. You have to love all the teams. You got to love the players, because almost every single team, all 4 teams. I mean, I'm a NFL player lover. Yeah, I just love different players. My favorite team, my favorite players, and I really do. Lamar Jackson's been one of my favorite players, and Josh Allen's one of my favorite players. Patrick Mahomes is one of my favorite players. Jared Goff has already been, he's always been one of my favorite, not so much favorite, but he was one of my maybe top 15 players, I'm just being honest. And Brock Purdy is, right now, definitely top 4, 5. Seriously. I just, for him to bring a team to conference championship 2 years in a row, that's pretty intense. That's pretty cool. And everyone has a story. You have Jared Goff, his story, his comeback. I don't consider comeback. He had to prove LA wrong, and for them to beat the Rams by 1 point, it was just great for Jared Goff. Phenomenal. And then this last game, wow. Just wow. I'm so happy for Jared Goff. And then Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, the last guy I picked in the draft. The last guy picked in the draft. In the 2022 draft, he was the last player picked. and he's starting in the championship NFC game. I don't know. I think that's a great. And then, look at Lamar Jackson. Even look where he's gone. He's been injured for a good maybe near the end of last year and then near the end of the year before, right? He hasn't really played like this for a long time. Trust me, he plays very well when he does play, but he hasn't been this consistently good. I haven't seen him string this many games together, other than his when he won the MVP of 19. So, man, I think that he has a great story. He could never win the in playoffs. Blah 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 blah. And finally, I think they put a great offense and that hits his speed, the way he plays, and it's just perfect. They got some great wideouts: Aguilar, Bateman, OBJ, Flowers. Mark Andrews, likely, Gus Edwards, goes on and on. DK Dobbins, he was hurt. I understand that. But still, they did have DK. Gus Edwards, I mentioned Gus. And then also you have Mr. Dalvin Cook and Hill and Mitchell, who got hurt, tore his ACL a couple of games ago. But still, what a great offense, what a great offense. And, have a lot of guys. And then the defense is just, Javavius Clowney. And, it just goes on and on and on, just, wow. Kyle Hamilton, one of the best safeties in the league from Notre Dame. It goes on and on, guys. Justice Hill, like I said, he came from Oklahoma State, wow, and then what the backup, Tyler Huntley, who was in the All-Star game last year, the backup for Lamar Jackson, was the All-Star, AFC All-Star for quarterbacks last year. Yeah, the All-Star game from Utah. Like I said, the other tight end, Kolar. It's just, and then you have Tyler Lindenbaum from Iowa, one of the best centers to come out of football in light years. The guy's 305 pounds, 6'2". Wow. And he's one of the best. He's one of the best. So it's like, it's just it just goes on and on and on. This team, guys. I love, I love Taylor Swift. I love Kelsey's. I love you guys. I really do. I love Patrick Mahomes, and I really do. And it's tough sometimes to call games. Because, you want the other team, but you can't, you can say that and be honest. But I'm sorry. This definitely, Baltimore's gonna cover the 4.5 points. I think they're gonna cover it. And no disrespect to Kansas City at all. I think it's going to be. Probably, I'm thinking 30, 38. Because they've been averaging 31 points a game for the last 7 home games. And Kansas City's only given up 16 points, on their defense. But I think that the Baltimore defense is probably going to score a touchdown on an interception or a fumble or something like that. They're going to score a touchdown. So you got to figure, I think definitely it's going to be like a 38. I think Kansas City will probably stay with them a little bit, but they'll pull away or they'll just pull away in the beginning. But anyway, I'm thinking double digits. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe like 38-26, 38-28, something like that. So, or, it might even be worse. It might be 38-12 or 14. I think Baltimore is going to show their dominance, like they've been showing their dominance. And I think they're going to come out. They came out rusty this last game. I think they're going to come out better this next game. And that's my morning line pick. Pick the Baltimore with 4.5 points. My next one would be the Lions and the 49ers. Nikki's Niners. And by the way, Chris, I love you, brother. I'm sorry I didn't mention your name. One of my listeners, Chris, he's a great hockey player, guys. He's won like a few championships. Amazing hockey player. And he's a good friend of mine. And always look forward to hearing how he bets on my picks and how he wins. It's really, I love that. Anyway, so we have the Niners and Detroit. It's 7.5 points. 7.5 points. I think Detroit's going to really fight better. I think this is a great game. Detroit does have some injuries coming in, but I don't think they're going. It's significant because you are playing the San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco, and you're not in a dome stadium, so you have some negatives in your midst, and plus you definitely have better. I guess a couple of people are injured with the Detroit Lions, where it's on the offensive line. DraftKings has these at 7 points. DraftKings and FanDuel 7.5. Wow. Vegas 7.5. Wow. It's just wow. Sometimes you just don't understand how they get to, but I do get it. I get Vegas. I with a 7.5 points, there are going to be a lot of people betting on Detroit. A lot of people. And I just don't see. That's a lot of people betting, and a lot of people are going to bet on Detroit. That is with 7.5 points. Wow. So that's tough, guys. It's tough to listen to. Mind you, I don't do that. I don't bet. I forgot to tell everyone. I don't touch. I just try to understand why Vegas and why they have the points that they have, and I could see the difference, but I see this team, both these teams, great, better, closer. The only thing that's not close is Detroit's defense is ranked 19th. So, this is such a tough call. The 49ers have dominated the series against Detroit in recent years, winning 11 out of the last 12 meetings. San Francisco also has won 10 consecutive games against Detroit at home. The Lions, meanwhile, have lost 5 of their last 7 games against an opponent from the NFC West. While it was what that makes you go, doesn't it? Well, it has been an incredible run for the Lions. I think so. I'd be mildly surprised if they cover the spread. I just don't. I don't know if they'll cover the spread. I just don't know. San Francisco's good, and the thing of it is that San Francisco last week they didn't play too good, and trust me, they're going to come out. And Baker Mayfield lit up the Lions secondary. They lit it up. And now, mind you, I hope Kyle Shanahan just sticks to the run as well, But, burn them deep, maybe one or two times, and then they won't play the run so desperately. So, 7.5 points. I want to say the Lions. I think they'll be more scrappy. This is my thing. This is what's going to happen. I think they might. I think the Lions will cover, and there's the only reason why I think they will cover is because I think it's going to be like a 30 to 30 to 13 game, and then something, and then they're going to score, and with like 50 seconds left. I don't know. I just think that they're going to get some junk, and they're going to just score, and the Lions will lose by 6 points or something like that. But it's like a 36-30 game. They were driving and then they fumbled or something like that, and they lost the game. I think it'll be an exciting game. But on the other hand, I could also see the San Francisco 49ers blowing them out. I really could. I could see that happening, because I did say they're in trouble because I think Purdy is going to go off. But I think Jared Goff and their team, I think they're really good. Now, on the other hand, they could get there out in Santa Clara, and and they could really lay an egg. I mean, I don't think they would, but they could. I mean, and San Francisco's too good. I think San Francisco's good. I think they're too good for Detroit. I really do. I think they're gonna win. And my pick is going to be. I think San Francisco covers. I think they're going to cover. I really do. I think they're going to cover to 7.5 points. So I think both favorite teams are going to definitely cover. Okay, guys. Thanks for listening. Have a good one, and enjoy the games tomorrow, guys. Thanks for listening to Calvin Dean Show.